Steph and
Silas.
Silas, teacher and sixth grader, and we're wrapping this series up. And this is the last episode in Say No No to a Smartphone series. Um, Again, not here to create policy. I'm just here to change minds. So, if you're just joining us now, we have had the first episode I created was just introducing myself, but episode 2, episode 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all dedicated to this smartphone topic and why I think parents should say no, no to smartphones. I care. Fact, we all know it. COVID increased technology use by 1 billion, thousand, million, gazillion in our kids' education and as adults. Okay, fine, there's not a number like that. Truth, like, I'm able to do this now. Screenomatic, whatever, Screencastify because of that. So I developed some great skills. The reality, though, with smartphones is your teens and tweens are super obsessed with a smartphone device that can wield just as much bad as it can good at a delicate age. And I'm not doing this for fame or attention because obviously this topic is not going to be popular with a lot of you. Smartphones have made parenting lives easier. So I'm going to have some haters. I also feel very strongly, being a primary observer this year at school, at what phone use has done to our students. Mental health, emotional health, I don't care. It's there. At my school, and I'm not only talking from my point of view, I'm talking to other educator friends around the United States. Like, what are you seeing? They're seeing the same thing. And parents, I just need you to remember, you're not a teacher. A lot of you are not teachers. So you see your child one-to-one, or maybe you have 3 children or 4 or 5 children. So you get them in that group, right? An individual sense. I see them in groups of up to 30, right? So let's just average that out in a classroom. They're different people. Kids are different in front of their peers. So you don't see them in front of their peers. You see them individually with you and your child. Another reason, I want all these kids to be great. I want them to be service-led, peacemaking, joyful, loving human beings. All of it. All kids, I want them to be joyful and happy. My observation, though, is that they've been distracted with the smartphones. They're not showing responsibilities. They're not completing their schoolwork, their homework, reading, writing. Yeah, that's gone down, 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 down. Also, they're not going outdoors as much. I don't see them being as kind, learning self-discipline, working for something that takes time, and socializing face-to-face. And you're going to say something like, well, you're a history teacher. You should know all the fears of technology. Through time, people are always scared when new technology comes out, and then we're just all fine. Yeah, I know. I do know this. However, when you observe it in groups of kids, if you observe cynicism, vanity, greed, sadness, and anger through these devices and social media, yeah, I am concerned. It's really sad and it angers me. Again, you don't see it though as a parent because I see it as a group, as an educator. When they get around their peers, they are different. And I challenge you. I had my friend just text me this morning, and thank you for texting me. She said, I got my daughter a smartphone in the 7th grade, but I'm really happy because now I feel more aware of what's going on. And she gave me her reasons respectfully, but she did say that the teacher said they have some anxiety without their phone. So there is a sense of anxiousness with this device also when carrying it around. So I appreciated that dialogue though. Again, this is my page, Steph's Middle School Souffle, and Silas joins me here, the 6th grader. And I want you to be proactive as a parent and not reactive. So I'm trying to play offense with my child, even though he wants a smartphone. That is true. You want one, right? Yeah, but I am saying no because I'm playing offense, so you focus more on your peers, getting a higher self-esteem. You're not constantly obsessed with it. You're doing your homework. You've got great grades, and I'm super proud of you. Okay? I also seen you around your peers, and you are goofy. don't you think?
No.
Okay. So you're going to probably be playing a little defense if you buy your kid a smartphone. Are you prepared for that? You'll be more prone to helping them work through heartbreak, self-esteem issues, cynicism, anger, and also they'll see something on that phone that they like and they want you to buy it because it's the latest celebrity style. So money.
Don't make that face.
All right, fine. Okay,
She made that face like,
we talked a lot. I really want, this is my main source, yardsticks, chipwood. I've been using it for years. It always brings me back to the development of children. Okay, so question 7. Fine, Steph, I'll take your advice. Now what? Okay, your kid's not going to be happy. This one's not happy with me. He wants a phone real bad.
no, I never said I wasn't happy. I just said I wanted one. There's a difference.
Okay.
Being not happy and wanting something.
Well, you're going to have problems regardless, okay? You're a tween. You're going to be 13 this year.
Your mom's gonna have problems.
Yeah, have problems regardless. But you've minimized them now because you didn't buy them this device by taking offense. It's okay for kids to be bored. It's okay. It's okay to have them think for themselves and ponder their own thoughts. Like wonder, like actually sit and think for a while without the stimulation.
I'll never get a girlfriend.
Do you know, no, stop. Practice in the car. Okay, so why are we hooking up screens in cars? Weren't you just fine staring out a window as a kid or reading a book? Yeah, you were probably punching your brother and sister in the back of the car. My sister got in plenty of fights, but that's also how you learn, I don't know, relationships, I guess, or how to have a discussion. I know you do, but that's part of life growing up. But when everybody's on their screens
I'm like Superman,
and stimulated, that's a really individualized thing.
No,
our cars are set up now to be very individualized.
I play Clash Royale with other people.
Okay,
Yeah.
so in the car, it's okay to not have screens. Is it them you're worried about or having a quiet ride by giving them a device? It's probably
Quiet
easier
ride.
parenting, and giving you a smartphone or a screen, right? It's probably easier for me. But when they're constantly hooked up, that's not good because life's going to be a little boring sometimes, right? Could it be that you, parent, are not patient enough to deal with your kids working through boredom or arguing with each other in the back seat? Could it be? So honestly, as parents, could it be a parent thing? Could it? Could it be that you don't want to deal with the noise, the fighting, the constant questions? Okay. How about make your car a library? I did that.
What? How do you make a car library?
You put a whole bunch of books and you know I have books all over. Or having a conversation.
You go scoot. People on the sidewalk be like, yo, hook me up with a book.
Why not?
And then,
that's a great idea.
And then you
I gotta
throw
finish
the book
this.
you throw the book at them and it hits them in the head.
No, again, physical aggression,
Concussion.
6th grade development. No. Okay, you may think that giving them a screen makes them smarter. Wrong.
Yes.
What you're doing at that age is addicting them to stimulation, individualism, and doing things that they enjoy. So when they are told to come into my class and sit down and listen, they struggle with that. They struggle with adult directives because it's something they don't want to do because they've been set up to do their own screen. No, not yet. So this takes self-discipline. Make a no screen rule in your car for anywhere less than 2 hours. Yes, I did say that.
1:30. 1 minute.
We go 2 hours and then you get like 20 to 30 minutes on your iPad and then you're off.
Well, why don't we do 1 hour and a half?
No.
Hour 45.
They can stare out the window or listen to music. You could have an actual family discussion and play. They could read in the car. Okay, these are good ideas. I start practicing in the car, not having them be on screens. So for real now, you had children or you're taking care of children. I want to remind you that that's a gift and a privilege to have a child. So let's start as guardians and teachers putting in the responsibility with that. Yeah, it's responsibility. So start thinking about it. Did you give your child a smartphone because it's easier for you? Or good for them? I don't know. I want you to have a think. Why'd you do it? Okay, kids are plants. They take time and patience, a lot of love, especially 0 to 16, a lot of check-ins. Even when they're exhausted, you need a lot of boundaries. It's the hardest work you're ever going to do, which is being a parent or an educator. You are an educator at home with your child. I get them in groups, though. This is a slow process. It's slow. Okay, so what else could you do to get that socialization? We know peers are important. Silas loves his peers. So, no, I'm not done. Sit down.
Baseball.
Sit down. We're almost done. So, guardian, let them do this. Find the time and place, no excuses. Give them some time to be with peers. After school programs are the best type of programs. You get free transportation sometimes and food. It's the best idea. Get them in a club. Sports at schools or in the park. Places where there's positive adult team members or coaches. That's the best idea. Church, mosque, synagogue, youth groups. Have them hang around with positive cousins, family, and friends. You know, and I'm not a Luddite. Silas just had some iPad time, okay? So I do like gaming. I like you playing video games. I like you playing on the computer, but just not a smartphone with regulated time.
The bed.
Friend meetups. Also, know their friend groups. Who are the friends they're hanging out? If their friends are constantly on their smartphones, that's not a good idea. Parks and outdoors. Buy them a gizmo watch or a flip phone if they're in a dangerous neighborhood, so you do have access to them. Cooking, baking, reading, writing poetry, drawing, art, library. There's plenty of things to do. Again, it just takes patience as a parent. And you're going to hear, I'm bored, because that's developmental. I'm so bored. This is so lame. Blah, blah, blah. You're going to hear that at this age, no matter what. I hear it at school. I hear it as a parent. It is the truth. Don't fall into that with that smartphone stuff. So when do you get your kid a smartphone? I'm almost done. Okay, he's getting ready for baseball. He's pretty excited. I would argue for sure not before age 14, because they're not developmentally ready to handle such a device. And by the way, they lose them in school because they're kids and their brain is working 1 billion miles an hour. They lose them. And then they come to my class and say, oh my gosh, I lost my smartphone, I can't find it, where is it? And then they get obsessed, and then I have to write them a pass in the middle of a class so they can go and interrupt somebody else's class to get their smartphone. Okay, gizmo watch, flip phone if you need it, if you really need it. Some 9th grade teachers I've talked to, they've even said, no, don't do it yet. I don't know though, I'm not a 9th grade teacher. If you know high school teachers, ask them. Ask your teachers of your children who have been parents or a parent. Just ask. My recommendation is for you to read up on some child psychology. Get yardsticks or something with age 15 and 16. That's not an age group that I'm knowledgeable about. Okay, if you're still going to buy your middle schooler a smartphone, now at least you know what you're getting into. But be more honest with yourself as a parent. You'll need to be very careful as a parent if you buy that age a smartphone, but that's on you. Again, I'm just here to change minds. I'm not going to change many, I don't think, but at least I'm going to get you to think a little bit more closely about parenting your child with this device. I do not recommend it. So this is the end of the series. Next spring series is May to July, anywhere I can get in there. 5th to 6th grade transition. I do know quite a bit about that. I have a 6th grader here and we've been taking some videos to help you all. So my spring ends today. So I go back to teaching world studies to 8th graders tomorrow. So you won't hear from me for a long time. Big question, when am I going to get my child a phone? I'm hoping to wait until 9th grade. I'm hoping. My husband's the one that I'm trying to change his mind because he wants it like in 8th grade, I think. I am not quite sure, but so that's an adventure for me too, but I definitely do not recommend it. 14 and below. All right. Again, middle school souffle, Steph's middle school souffle. I'll see ya this spring, late this spring, early summer. Bye.